Wow!
Hey guys, welcome back to the Patreon vlog. It's good to see you, no matter where you might be out in the world on this fine Tuesday. This vlog is a little bit later than I wanted. I've actually been a bit ill the last few days. I've been travelling and I've been ill at the same time, which is always the worst two things that could happen. In fact, I've even got this face mask that somebody gave me. Look at that. Fun fact, this is the first time I've ever worn one of these in my life. Like, oh God. Oh. How do you get it off? These face masks are so popular in Japan. I remember when I was a teacher, my students used to like wear these even when they weren't sick. I don't like them. I think they're a bit dehumanising. I mean, as you can see, if I talk like this, it looks a bit cold-hearted and scary. Imagine going into a school and seeing hundreds of students wearing these damn things and trying to do interactive class sessions again when students are wearing these. It's really annoying. But a lot of students wear them when they're not sick because it's a great way of kind of hiding and keeping your head down, and that's why I don't like it. It feels like a bit of a sneaky tool rather than a preventative measure. And even then, how can that, does it actually work? Can that stop viruses and bacteria that are microscopically tiny from getting through? Probably not, I don't know. I've always wondered if they work or not. I'm not actually going to wear it, it's just kind of sitting on my desk here like decoration, just to remind myself that I'm not that well. The reason I'm not well though is because I've been travelling around Hokkaido the last 4 or 5 days, making a series of videos about travelling Hokkaido in a car, driving around it. I travel with my friend Chris Okuno. You may or may not know him. He used to be a YouTuber. These days he doesn't do a whole lot of YouTube, but I needed a cameraman and he was the best person to turn to, mainly because I couldn't find anybody else to do it. But it was beautiful, it was snowy, and above all, it was bloody cold. But we had a good time. I originally was supposed to go to Hokkaido and make 3 videos for the Japan National Tourism Office, the JNTO. And they wanted me to go there. They kind of helped subsidise the trip. It was primarily funded through Patreon, actually, but they kind of helped subsidise things like trains and planes to get there and back. But they asked me to make 3 videos, one about the food, one about Sapporo, which I've already released with Natsuki, and one where I kind of just drove across Hokkaido. And I was supposed to do it in summer, but I didn't have any time, so I've just finished filming it now. It's kind of awkward because one of the places I was supposed to go into in Hokkaido was this, the rolling fields of lavender in central Hokkaido, the beautiful rolling fields. And we got there, and as you'd expect, it was under about 3 foot of snow. So the entire video is us really excited to get to the rolling fields of Furano, to these lavender fields, and then we get there and there's just loads of snow and a blizzard, and it's quite an anticlimactic video. But I still think it's quite fun. I think it's quite a fun journey, and hopefully it'll be good to watch. And Chris is always entertaining. We have some interesting American-British kind of banter along the way. But one thing we did in Hokkaido was we used a drone, Chris's drone to be precise. And as you remember last week, I asked you guys whether or not I should get a drone. Now, a few hundred people responded, and the consensus generally was don't bother getting a drone. After this trip, whilst the drone was awesome, as you can see from these drone shots here, we've got a nice car and a volcano. It was great, but all I could think about was, if he crashes that's $1,400 gone up in smoke. And he nearly did. While we were flying over a volcano, there was some magnetic interference from the volcano, and the drone had some issues as well. So yeah, it kind of reinforced my view that yes, drones look nice, but the idea of spending like nearly $2,000 on something, then launching it into the sky and hoping it comes back is a bit too daunting of an investment. So yeah, I think I'm going to hold off the drone. If we do need a drone in the future, we can just use Chris's. I mean, that'll save a lot of money and a lot of worries of crashing it. Now, you may remember another thing I spoke to you about last week was my talk that I had to give to students, motivating them to learn English, to give them reasons. And thank you to all of you for sending your reasons in. You sent in over 100 or so reasons, which I then had to cut down to just 30. I've put the final presentation that I used in this post if you do want to check out those 30 reasons. There were some really good ones, and yeah, the students found it pretty funny and entertaining. I would have liked to have filmed it, but you can't really film in a Japanese school. I remember years ago when I was working at a school, a popular request was to film inside the school and kind of show it off, but you can't really do that unless you want to lose your job and get deported. The thing that made me the happiest though was I wasn't nervous. Standing in front of 200 students, I didn't feel any kind of feelings of fear or anxiety. I'm not sure why that is, really. Maybe it's because I didn't have to do it timed, like the TEDx talk I had to do earlier this year. I kind of could just wing it. I basically didn't even prepare my presentation. It was pretty bad, actually. I just walked on stage and was like, hello, yeah, woo, talk for a bit. And then I just played some videos. I played the Monster Ramen Challenge video with Natsuki and the Don't Get Fat in Japan video. And that was an interesting experience because in the Don't Get Fat in Japan video, I talked about my time as a teacher and how my students and my colleagues often kind of bullied me in mild ways that didn't like make me upset, but actually I just found quite annoying. And I think if you've seen the video, you'll understand why, because mainly if you're fat in Japan, people just prod you in the stomach all day and all night. But in that video, one of the teachers I refer to, my old supervisor, actually works at that school now. And it was really funny seeing her reaction to that video as I was mentioning it. And I could see her look a little bit awkward and uncomfortable. And now over 500,000 people have seen that video of me calling her out. So that's what revenge looks like. Bit harsh, but yeah, revenge. Going back to public speaking though, I had a really weird phone call from Ryotaro about 2 days ago. He was really ecstatic and excited on the phone, I didn't know why, and he said that he got a phone call from some TV company in Japan, and apparently I've won some kind of massive award in Japan that I'd never heard of or don't know anything about. And it's a really awkward and weird situation, so I can't actually even talk about it yet because it's not happening till later in the week. But then after that I'll talk about it. But it's kind of a scary situation. I've won some sort of award. Apparently it's really famous in Japan. It's kind of some sort of TV show thing. And I've got to go to Tokyo later this week and do that. And yeah, again, I don't really know a lot about it. And what I do know, I can't tell you anyway, so I don't know if I should even talk about it. Suffice to say, could be the best publicity I've ever had later this week. But and it's really scary because there's lots of famous people there apparently. And I'd like to tell you more, but I can't tell you anything. I can't even tell you this, so I've already broken the rules technically. But it's a big national thing, like it'll be on TV nationwide, so it is kind of a big deal. But I feel quite disconnected from it because I don't watch any Japanese TV, and even then, whilst it's massive and famous in Japan, most of my foreign friends probably don't even know it. So yeah, I feel weirdly disconnected from it. Still, I could meet Ken Watanabe, and that's always been on my list of things to do and achieve, so if that happens, that'll be quite cool. That's my benchmark for success, if you've met Ken Watanabe or not. But in between travelling around like a maniac recently and being a little bit ill, I kind of sat down and did some soul searching for myself and the channel. Is that the right term, soul searching? Maybe 65% of my time this year has been spent on the road, travelling, doing things. And to a lot of people, I'm sure that sounds attractive and awesome, you know, going and meeting people and doing things. But it really has taken its toll on me a little bit. And I'm really looking forward to next year. I'm going to tone it down a bit and go back to the thing that I love doing the most, which is kind of having a commentary on things. Like I was looking over my older videos, basically, and reminding myself about what was it that I enjoyed doing the most? What was the thing that I liked doing? And the thing that I like doing is just making people laugh, right? Providing kind of entertainment. Even more than teaching people things, I like to just be entertaining and do entertaining stuff. And it's quite difficult to do that when you're travelling around making travel style videos because you're not scripting them, you're taking a camera, you're going off and filming things. Inherently it's not as funny, you know, because it's just you're filming things as they happen on the spot, as a kind of vlog. So next year I really am going to cut down the amount of travel I do and focus more on scripted content and commentary on things, you know, like, I don't know, aspects of Japanese culture that I find amusing or weird or funny. You know you've made a good video when it's got some kind of replay value, some kind of replayable quality. You can watch it over and over and it's still entertaining. And I do feel like that about a lot of my earlier videos, like the hate mail videos, for example, or the video where I talk about ridiculous Japanese textbooks. That's what I plan to do next year. That's my plan for next year, scripted content. And if there's one thing to take away from this video, it is don't get a drone and don't forget why you enjoy the thing you do, why you enjoy it. That's the thing you need to remember. Always remember what it was that made the thing that you enjoy doing fun. That's a really awkward way of describing that. Alright, I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I'm getting at. I'm sure you know what I'm getting at. And on that note, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Keep an eye out for this weird awards thing that I've won. I'm going to mention that somewhere. And the next few videos that are coming out, we've got the Hokkaido trip. I'm working on that now. And we've also got a video where Ryotaro and I went and met the coolest man in Japan, who's a guy who owns a jazz bar, and he puts Natsuki to shame with his insane levels of coolness. I mean, look at his glasses and his face and his cigarette. That is a man that is off the cool charts. All that and more is coming up. But for now, guys, have a great few days, and I'll see you later in the week. Take care.